Let's go live now to Alican Ayanlar, who joins us from near the front line near Mosul. Alican, day 4 of the battle. What can you tell us about the latest events?
Well, we can say that let's start off by explaining to our viewers why we're on the phone and not in vision in front of the camera. Because at noontime, just as we were getting into the Bashik area to set up our equipment, we heard an extremely loud explosion. And shortly after that, dozens of ambulances started racing towards the direction we heard the explosion came from. And that went on for about 45 minutes, the sirens blasting and the whizzing by of ambulances from both sides. And movement had been restricted, extremely restricted after that. It was a broadcast ban. That's the reason why we're actually calling in. It was a Daesh suicide bomber that detonated a car full of explosives, killing at least 10 Peshmerga troops, and the injured were taken to a field hospital nearby. But day 4 actually saw one of the most intense military action at the beginning of the campaign to capture Mosul here on the northern Bashika front. At least, like we said, 10 Peshmerga were killed in a suicide bomb attack. It was the single attack which killed the most people since the start of the operation. Now, Peshmerga forces retaliated with intense artillery shelling and later launched a ground offensive on the village of Imam Reza. But we still don't know whether the Turkish-trained Peshmerga fighters have joined the ground offensive or not. On the eastern Hazar front, the 2,000 Iraqi special forces that had moved in a day earlier began their offensive to gain control of the town of Bartala. This is one of the larger towns in the region with a population of about 30,000. Now, the role of the Peshmerga forces in the northern and eastern front is to capture all of the surrounding villages around Mosul, at which point the Iraqi army will take over the battle. So just to go over it again, an intense series of battles on day 4 as the operation to capture Mosul continues.
Iraq's Prime Minister has said the mission is going faster than expected, but that suicide bombing suggests the military aren't having it all their own way. Is it going to be as straightforward as the coalition hopes?
I think it's going to be, because one of the reasons why they're able to capture so much land on the first 2 days was most of the villages that they took over were deserted. Now they're actually getting into the thick of things, where we're actually seeing several hundred fighters in several villages, so it's actually taking a much longer time. A couple of days ago, Iraqi commanders had hoped they would reach Mosul within 2 weeks and fully liberate Iraq's second biggest city within 2 months by the end of the year. But looking at the events that we saw today, it could be a little bit difficult to meet that target.
Alican, thank you very much indeed.